much this man cares. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you Mark Walker.
All right, let's give an invitation. Man, it's good to be with you guys this evening. Sherry, thank you. And how about a round for Jim Womack as well, who fights the fight as good as anybody in the state. Thank you, Jim. I think Pat McCrory was supposed to be here at this time, but we heard the dog ate his homework, and he couldn't quite make it there tonight. But that's okay. We'll show you how it's done a little bit here. Hey, how many believe this? The swamp is as deep on the Republican side as it is the Democrat side. You know what? And it takes courage to call some of this stuff out, to be a real conservative, to stand up. I'm very proud of my record. Okay, let's talk about record. I am the #1 rated in the entire U.S. House delegation from North Carolina, the #1 rated America First pro-Trump conservative. That's the record, and that's my score. When it comes to conservative, that needs to be the #1 box. When it comes to the former governor, nice guy, but if this is the 4th time that you're running and you've only won once, that would give me some pause. But when you're able to stand up and be a conservative, but not just stop there, but to be able to fight and win. I fought for Terry Johnson, the Alamance County, when the Assistant Attorney General DOJ went after him. I fought for him in a hearing, and 2 weeks later he got his grant money. I fought against Cecile Richards and asked her about Planned Parenthood and called her out. I fought against James Comey and told him that he was a fraud. I fought against Peter Strzok. But it's not just about fighting, it's about getting things done in a way that you've promised the American people. That is my record. I led the entire U.S. House when it comes to repealing Obamacare and defunding Planned Parenthood. That was my work, and I'm very proud of it. It's not just about being conservative, it's also about winning and fighting in this way. I can tell you this, it's on record, look it up. The last conservative, the last member in the U.S. Congress to force a balanced budget amendment on the House floor was Mark Walker in 2018. That's our record, and we need to talk about fiscal responsibility a whole lot more than we've been doing. Now, what's the difference between all these candidates? You got some good people. Boy, Ken Harper brought it home. Marty Cook is a class act. Ted Budd's a decent man. But the difference is this. When you go up and you stand and fight, you have to have a record of whether you're able to succeed. You also have to have a record of the people who know you the best. We are standing right now, or sitting, some of you, in Guilford County. What does that matter? My opponent and I have represented Guilford County for the last 4 years. There are 33 local elected officials. I'm talking about grassroots people. People at the school board, people at the county commissioner. All 33 of those folks have come out and endorsed Mark Walker. You know why? They know about our character, they know about our integrity, and they know how hard I work to serve them. And I'm very proud of those endorsements. Something I'm also very proud is when I say I back the blue and I stand up for our sheriffs, I mean that. And those sheriffs have stood up for me. I'm the only candidate that has these sheriffs' endorsements. I'm the only candidate who has been endorsed by every single sheriff that I've ever represented in Congress. #1, I've also get sheriff's endorsement in some of the other opponents' candidates. You have to ask yourself why. Why are these sheriffs in these other candidates' district, why are they endorsing us? And I know I'm coming across a little strong tonight, but that's what we need to know about. That's what we need to hear. That's the difference between your candidates, is going to Washington, D.C. and kicking some butt when it calls to kick and doing everything that you can. Now, let me close with this. It's very important to know this. We can't simply be satisfied with preaching to the choir. This is the choir. Man, this is the red meat crowd. This is where we go, yeah, let's go get them and do business, okay? But we've got to do more than this, because in the 21st century, there are boys and girls from every community that are being taught their rights come from an institution. No, their rights come from their Creator, God Almighty, and that's what we've got to go tell them. I am the only candidate the only candidate to receive 100% Heritage Action scorecard, while at the same time being the only elected Republican at any level in North Carolina to be invited to give the commencement speech at a historical black college and university. And you know what I talked about? I talked about Psalms 139. That you are fearfully and wonderfully made. That God knew you when you were in your mother's womb. That means he has a specific plan and purpose for your life. Do not let a radical federalized government tell you this is your ceiling when God has better for you. That's what we have to do, and that's why we have to fight. Remember this tonight. We have to fight, but we have to win. Our country's soul is hanging in the balance, and that's why we have to have the courage to be willing to do so. Is it going to be easy? No. And for some of you pastors out here, let me tell you, quit acting like this isn't your battle. This is spiritual warfare. This isn't political anymore. Stand up and fight, and as what Paul said in Galatians, do not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season you will reap if you do not faint. God bless you. Thanks for letting me come out. Let's win back this country.